The clip you're about to see is from the TV series The Last of Us. We will discuss after.
Mankind has been at war with the virus from the start. Sometimes millions of people die, as in an actual war, but in the end, we always win.
But you, just to be clear, you do think microorganisms pose a threat?
Oh, in the most dire terms.
Bacteria?
No.
You like saying no?
Yes.
Not bacteria, not viruses, so...
Fungus. Yes, that's the usual response. Fungi seem harmless enough. Many species know otherwise, because there are some fungi who seek not to kill, but to control. Let me ask you, where do we get LSD from?
Where do you get it from?
It comes from ergot, a fungus. Psilocybin, also a fungus. Viruses can make us ill, but fungi can alter our very minds. There's a fungus that infects insects, gets inside an ant, for example, travels through its circulatory system to the ant's brain, and then floods it with hallucinogens, thus bending the ant's mind to its will. Fungus starts to direct the ant's behavior, telling it where to go, what to do, like a puppeteer with a marionette. And it gets worse. The fungus needs food to live, so it begins to devour its host from within, replacing the ant's flesh with its own. But it doesn't let its victim die, no. It keeps its puppet alive by preventing decomposition. How? Where do we get penicillin from?
Fungus. Dr. Schoenheiser, you're in distress.
Fungal infection of this kind is real, but not in humans.
True, fungi cannot survive if its host's internal temperature is over 94 degrees. And currently, there are no reasons for fungi to evolve to be able to withstand higher temperatures. But what if that were to change? What if, for instance, the world were to get slightly warmer? Well, now, there is reason to evolve. One gene mutates, and an Ascomycetia, Candida, ergot, Cordyceps, Aspergillus, any one of them could become capable of burrowing into our brains and taking control, not of millions of us, but billions of us. Billions of puppets with poisoned minds, permanently fixed on one unifying goal: to spread the infection to every last human alive by any means necessary. And there are no treatments for this, no preventatives, no cures. They don't exist. It's not even possible to make them.
So if that happens...
we lose.
If you've watched any of my videos, you may have seen the one on the Mad King, and you may see this as I do. This has already happened. We have already been taken over. It's hard to imagine a time before, but the mind and its capacity and how we think leads me to believe we have a virus and are under the influence of that virus.
How did it even start? If you have to get bit to be infected, then who bit the first person? Was it a monkey? I bet it was a monkey.
It wasn't a monkey. I thought you went to school.
Federal school? You know, teaches how their shitty government failed to prevent a pandemic.
No one knows for sure, but best guess, cordyceps mutated. Some of it got into the food supply. Probably a basic ingredient like flour or sugar. There were certain brands of food that were sold everywhere, all across the country, across the world. Bread, cereal, pancake mix. You eat enough of it, it'll get you infected. So the tainted food all hits the store shelves around the same time Thursday. People bought it, ate some Thursday night or Friday morning. Day goes on. They started to get sick. Afternoon, evening, they got worse. Then they started biting. Friday night, September 26, 2003. By Monday, everything was gone.
It, they, whatever you want to call it, a dark force holds a huge influence over this realm. The ones that wake from its grasp see the other people under its influence, and only when broken can it be seen. The other people react like Agent Smith in the Matrix. Any talk other than what should be spoke prompts Agent Smith to pop up in the person and take control, defend, guard, watch out. Almost a hive-like mind.
There's so many.
The last time we were here, they were still deep inside the buildings. Then I guess enough people came through looking for the QZ. We went inside seeking shelter. And that's how they got more and more of the city, bit by bit, year after year.
They're connected.
More than you know. The fungus also grows underground. Long fibers like wires, some of them stretching over a mile. You step on a patch of cordyceps in one place, and you can wake a dozen infected from somewhere else. Now they know where you are, now they come. You're not immune from being ripped apart.
A hive mind that is under the delusion it's separate, giving it the illusion it is separate when it is not. When it wakes, it gains its freedom, or partly, as it's still within the matrix, only awake now. These people are usually hunted down by those infected until caught, and when caught, silenced.
About a week after Outbreak Day, soldiers went through the countryside, evacuated the small towns. Told you were going to a QZ, and you were. If there was room. If there wasn't,
These people weren't sick.
no, probably not.
I'd kill them. Wouldn't just leave them be?
Dead people can't be infected.
The ones asleep under the influence of the parasite come back time after time, not questioning, never looking up to be able to speak, walking life after life, essentially with their heads down, noticing all if not most of the horror movies or the infection movies. There's an important person, normally a girl, that holds the key, usually in her blood. We see this in The Last of Us.
Why would you let me go?
Because you have a greater purpose than any of us could have ever imagined. So we're leaving tonight, and we're taking you with us.
This is real. This is fucking real. I need you to get her to Bill and Frank's. They'll take her off your hands. They'll handle it from here.
No, I can't. They won't take her. They're not gonna take her.
No, because you'll convince them. Yes, you will. I never ask you for anything, not to feel the way I felt, not to. You shut the fuck up, because I don't have time. This is your chance. You get her there. You keep her alive. And you set everything right.
Nobody's gonna be coming after you, right? Like mom, dad, boyfriend.
I'm an orphan, and no.
The girl holds the cure for the virus within her. Now this reminds me of Jesus' bloodline, and how his bloodline was said to be special and sacred in some way. The movies all show that a particular blood can overcome it. Not just a virus, but the virus. And Jesus' blood was that bloodline in the stories. I feel Jesus' story links to this. And time, the man-made concept of time, as an attempt to explain the moving and changing of things. However, we think of time as a line, but if we think of time as anything, it should be a circle. As a circle, the two ends meet, merging the past and the future, with the future leading to the past and the past leading to the future.
Then,
You got anything else?
Nothing today. Tomorrow we got street sweeping or sewer maintenance.
Which pays more?
That'd be the one with the shit. Lake crew, 4 p.m. start.
Violation of ENC 342.3. Unauthorized exit from the quarantine zone. Maria Elapiano. Violation of ENC 342.7. Unauthorized entry into a quarantine zone. Each of you have been tried in a military court of justice, and each of you having been found guilty by the court-martial panel with a sentence of death by execution as empowered under the ENCA, Article 1, Section 5.
This simple difference in observation of time is key. Seeing it as a line, everything is completely unpredictable. Seeing it as a circle, we can start to see patterns and do better than that, predict. Like looking at the year, the birth and decay, looking at a plant, a human, we see the pattern. It's the same with life and history. The reset people talk about, and an apocalyptic future, is actually that of the past. We come out of one reset to begin, and again for it to lead to another. The ruins of the past, the rationing cards of the past, the hard times, the orphans, all a result of an event set to happen again. Like a phoenix, we rise from the ashes, only return to the ashes again and again. This silly game we play unaware we mostly are. And they that know about the events hide this from its populations, letting them knowingly sink like those of the Titanic. Titanic, a story much like our own, only the rich getting out alive, they who control this stage, this game. They think they play it well, and for the most part they do. Many don't ever see, but many do. Our past will soon become our future. Ruined buildings, lost peoples and cultures, many orphans, agendas and propaganda ready, and the past wiped, ready for it to be written again. And yes, every time it comes around it won't be the exact same. The stage can be changed, but the players remain the same. The props of the past, some remain, but also a lot is recycled. Think of songs and music, theatre and plays, education, technological growth, building design, sports and gaming. Everything can be set back out accordingly. If they like, they could replay the Industrial Revolution, as they call it, and relive the growth of technology. Think Groundhog Day on a much larger scale, the scale from reset to reset. The same things happening over and over again, but changes can be made. Cattle, as explained before, walking with our heads down, life after life. And I'm not talking about the people watching this video, but until more lift their heads, this is a hard task. And from the event and the resets, this is where workhouse is coming for me and the orphans. They could not read or write. More so, they didn't learn them to. Then no information could be learned or passed down, learned while it was still there before destroyed. So the stories that people create are key. These people lost their histories, and this has been repeated and repeated. The survivors of these type of events generally remain hidden among the infected, and this could be for a long time, and they suffer greatly. And small in number they are, but a light for others to find they are also. And eventually they overcome. This is a scary scenario, but it's not far from truth. The wheels of this machine keep turning, the cogs keep ticking, until someone takes a big fucking pole and sticks it between those cogs. One final thought. In The Last of Us and many other horrors including The Quiet Place, they often mention they can hear but can't see. Being quiet seems to help you, and I find this interesting. It seems they live on sound vibrations and frequencies rather than visual aid. Funny we are controlled by vibrations and frequencies. I somehow feel darkness also links to this capability of hearing. Bats, blind but use sound similar to these beings we are talking about that prey mostly in darkness. A being that thrives on sound vibration and frequency are most likely suited to the night, as there is less sound and more to focus in on, less eyes and visuals, again meaning to focus more on sound. And also in terms of technology, it's easier to track and gain sound from all locations than it would be to see every location. Sound was long used by agencies such as the CIA before that of visual aid.
Saya telah menghabiskan waktu hidup saya untuk mempelajari hal ini. Jadi tolong dengarkan saya baik-baik. Tidak ada obat dan tidak ada vaksin. Jadi apa yang harus kami lakukan? Bom. Mulailah pengoboman. Bom seluruh kota.